building was partially hidden from the road by a hardware store in front of it. The open banner blowing in the breeze from a pole stuck in the dirt along the road hadn't told Tyler what the hidden establishment sold, but the scent in the air sure had. He could sniff out good barbecue a mile away. He was certainly glad he'd swung the truck onto the dirt of the parking lot that day. His dining companion dipped his head.
"You're right, Ty. My apologies. You are the master when it comes to all pleasures of the flesh."
"Thank you." Tyler accepted the compliment from the older man with a tip of his hat.
"How old are you again?"
Rohn asked between mouthfuls.
24. Turning 25 shortly.
Single, young, healthy, and living the dream. Tyler couldn't ask for anything more. Well, maybe another order of cornbread.
24.
Rohn shook his head.
Damn. At that age, I was already married to Lila and working my ass off to pay the note on the ranch.
The man got the same faraway look in his eyes Tyler had seen there whenever he talked about his late wife. Rohn had lost her to cancer a few years ago, but it was clear he still missed her badly. It had to be lonely, living on the ranch with nobody for company except the guys he hired to help him out with the stock during the day. Tyler couldn't bring Rohn's wife back, but he could do something about his boss being alone and cooped up in that house every night.
"So, Cole and I are fixing to go out. Why don't you come with us?"
Rohn's hair and his closely cropped beard had already begun to show strands of steely gray, but it suited him. The man probably hadn't turned 50 yet. He kept himself in good shape, physically. There were a lot of women who'd find him plenty attractive, but he sure as hell wouldn't find them all hunkered down in his living room.
"Me? Go out with you two tonight? What the hell would I do out with you and Colton?"
Rohn's brows rose beneath his cowboy hat.
"I don't know. There's plenty to do at the bar."
Tyler shrugged.
"You could knock back a few cold ones? Shoot some pool? Look like a fool hanging around with you two young bucks and sniffing around women young enough I could be their father?"
Rohn laughed while shaking his head.
"Oh, come on. That's not how it would be at all." "No?" "No. I've seen some old, men and women at the places where we go out."
Tyler had had to scramble to cover that he'd almost called his boss old. He hid his cringe and tried for some damage control.
"Hell, it's never too late. I know a guy who's 40, Logan Hunt. He grew up next door to my parents' house and is real good friends with my brother. Anyway, he just got married for the first time in August, and now he and his wife have a baby."
If his longtime friend Logan could meet a woman, get married, and have a kid at 40, Rohn should at least be able to go out and have a little fun. Rohn swung his head from side to side and let out a snort of a laugh.
"Yeah. Thanks for your words of encouragement, but no. You two have fun. Just don't come into work dragging your ass tomorrow morning. We got a shitload of work to get done."
"Yes, sir." He stabbed his fork into another piece of meat. The marbled brisket would serve well to coat his stomach in preparation for the beer he'd be consuming later. He was intent on his barbecue until Rohn let out a sigh that had Tyler glancing up.
"What's wrong?" "Having young guys like you and Colton and Justin at the ranch. It's starting to make me feel old." "You're only as old as you feel, and that's exactly the reason you should come out with us tonight."
With his brisket still poised on his fork, Tyler made sure he emphasized the point before he finally shoved the meat into his mouth. It was a sentiment he truly believed.
"Maybe next time."
The tone of the older man's answer said pretty much the opposite of his words. It wasn't in Tyler to give up easily, but there wasn't much he could do if his boss was dead set against coming. He swallowed and nodded.
"All right. We'll be at the two-step if you change your mind." "The two-step?"